Welcome back to Pop Culture Explosion. I'm Mike, and I'm here with Paul.
Here at Pop Culture Explosion, as kids, we love these movies. As adults, we're going, wait a second, WTF? What are you doing? Mike, what are we talking about today?
Today, we are talking about franchises that Hollywood just needs to stop milking.
Hollywood, come with something original, please. Okay, Mike, you know what? Let's just kick this off right now.
Let's dive into it. Let's just start something near and dear to our hearts, and even something that's coming out here in the next 6 or 8 weeks is Star Wars.
When I love the original trilogy. When they came out with the first trilogy, I was so excited, and then my excitement was met with despair. And then we have the final 3 movies. We got Force Awakens, and in my humble opinion, that was blah. We had Han Solo, we had Princess Leia, we had a snapshot of Luke Skywalker, but at the end of that movie, I was disappointed. Mike, what was your thoughts?
What, for Force Awakens specifically?
Well, we're talking about Star Wars, yes.
Well, I mean, I enjoyed The Force Awakens, because to me it was a Han Solo movie, and that's what I wanted. I hated that they killed him off and that he's not technically going to be in the next 2. So that's where my excitement ends. I'm really not excited to see Luke or Princess Leia, especially after Carrie Fisher's passing away. She's not going to be obviously be in 9. But when George Lucas came out with this whole thing, he had the idea to do 3 trilogies. And it looks like they're going to get there with that. But, I mean, really, when they, the prequels, obviously, the much maligned prequels, very disappointing. And now we're going to have this trilogy with kind of new characters, but now we got these anthology things. And I know you loved Rogue One, but I didn't.
Well, and Mike, I think you and I are on the same page with Solo, a Star Wars movie. I'm concerned about this one.
I'm afraid that I don't know how this Han Solo anthology is going to be good. I can't see that it's going to be good. I'm very concerned.
Well, when the main actor needs acting lessons in the middle of production, that can't be a good sign. Well, the
firing of the directors and that whole, there's so many problems and drama that surrounded this already.
And not to mention that they just finished production within a couple days from this. And they're concerned about a May release. So, should Disney give up on Star Wars, or should they just double down and work on the quality?
Well, Disney's not going to give up on something. Disney, I don't know. They're not, because it makes money. I mean, Force Awakens, $2 billion. Hello. Rogue One, for even these obscure characters, did close to $1 billion. I'm going to guess. I think it was like 700 or 800 million.
Okay,
yeah.
So basically, they're going to continue milking the Star Wars franchise.
Yes, that's the whole thing. Is they put out these movies, and it's like,
All right, so Mike, what's next? What's the next franchise that needs to stop milking?
Star Trek.
Oh my God, Star Trek!
I mean, I'm sure you could talk all day about Star Trek. I mean,
you know what?
Those movies, those Abrams movies or whatever, this new trilogy, that's an abomination.
In my humble opinion, J.J. Abrams destroyed Star Trek. Now, granted, it did bring a new fan base to this franchise, but what they're doing is not what Star Trek is. And yes, you are correct. I can go on about this. I gave up on Discovery in the middle of episode 3, and it's mixed. Rotten Tomatoes gives the fans about a 60%, 57% approval rate, and I'm one of those people that have given up on Star Trek.
Yeah, I mean, those 3 recent films, to me, just look like a cardboard cutout of what Star Trek is, and it's just a cash grab. I didn't feel any passion or heart behind anything I saw in those films.
There's no chemistry with the characters.
Maybe that's what it was. I don't know.
Pretty much. So, Mike, what's next?
All right, so moving on, Pirates of the Caribbean, you know, uh, here's, that wasn't, those are some excellent movies initially. I think the first two, maybe three, had me. What is really surprising to me is the fourth film did crazy box office. It wasn't that good of a movie. And the fifth one was like, okay, it was okay, but it was like, this you can tell it's getting old.
I've watched the first three movies of Pirates, and I've stopped. The show was completed. I'm done.
I think it would have been good as a trilogy.
Yes, agreed.
Yeah.
So next is Transformers.
Yeah, Transformers should have ended at the first one. I mean, they made a good movie. I thought the first one was good, and beyond that, don't need it.
My complaint with Transformers is I can't distinguish the different movies. They're all the same. All of them are the same. Plus, when I'm looking at Transformers fighting, I can't tell who the Autobot or the Decepticon is. So I can't root for a particular Transformer. And that's my biggest frustration.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know. I think that Witwicky character, that Shia LaBeouf, that worked to me, it worked for the one film. And I think more of that was just, okay, we're kind of done here. Not a bad thing to move to the Mark Wahlberg. I think that was the fourth one. But I've watched that movie. I mean, it's you find something better to do with your time,
So
but yet they make money. I mean, somebody's going to see it. Maybe it's the Asian audience over there in China.
Oh, that's racist.
Yeah.
Okay, so next we have Underworld. Now, but
Yes.
by the way, in leather, she's smoking hot. Kate, what's her name? Kate what?
Kate Beckinsale. And I've seen every one of these movies. So I'm a fan. I just think, a trilogy is good. Let's be done with it. It's to the point, like I mentioned to you the other day. If I want to watch Star Wars, I'll go watch the original trilogy. I don't need a movie every 6 months. And that's the same here. Like the fourth Underworld was like 80 minutes long, and I was like, that was it? What happened? Was that a commercial? What the hell happened there? Of course, this type of movie should be 80 minutes, so.
So everyone, is Hollywood being really generic and really lazy with their choices of movies? Just assuming because they slap a logo on there, they will assume that, hey, people will buy tickets. Mike, final thoughts.
Okay, final thoughts on that is, and this kind of harkens to what you're saying here. I heard John Carpenter put it in such a way when somebody asked him about remaking and rebooting all these horror movies. And basically what he said is the logic behind this is the brand recognition. People already recognize Halloween and Friday the 13th and Nightmare on Elm Street. So it's already that brand, you don't have to sell it as hard. You don't have to advertise as much. People already know it. Rather than trying to get some fresh, franchise off the ground, people flock the other direction. I think that's the reasoning behind this. It's just money.
So to make a long story short, Hollywood is working smarter, not harder.
Yeah.
And that's a shame. Well, everyone, this was our rant on franchises that are beating their brand to the ground. Well, hey, if you agreed what we talked about, smash that like button. If you disagreed, hey, you know what it is what it is. Hit the dislike button. And hey, for future content, please subscribe. And if you do any of those, you will be in the next Star Wars movie. So, Mike, with that being said,
Peace out.